Okay, good morning, students. It's Miss Martin. So here we are to our Wednesday, Thursday class. If you would please begin by going to modules and completing your daily checkpoint. It's right here on top. After you're done with that, you can head on over to announcements to check to see if there's any announcements for the week, the day. There are two since last we spoke. The April 22nd FAFSA workshop, if you and your parent would like to attend that, because it is for students and parents, please make sure that you complete the registration form. When you click here, it takes you to the form, and then it's 2 questions. If you would please put your parent name, or if your parent registers, put your, if they would add your name to this form, just so that I know who is attached to which parent, what student is attached to which parent. Okay. The next announcement is the Youth Ambassador Program this summer for Randolph-Brooks Federal Credit Union. They are looking for students to become a part of the Youth Ambassador Program. You can read more about that at their website. However, it's going to take place in June, between June 21st and June 25th. So it's expected that you attend all the meetings, that you participate in a service event, and that you create and present a financial education presentation. So I think this would be a really great opportunity, especially if you've participated in the financial workshops that have been offered during class. It's a great thing to put on a resume. It's something to do over the summer, and it's just a different kind of learning. So if you're interested in that, you can find the application here. Just click on this and it takes you to the application. Okay, so we are in week 12, and this is our lesson for today. So last time we talked about all of the FAFSA articles that, that I left here on this page for you. I did confirm that you do need to create an FSA ID. You don't have to create it to fill out the free application, the FAFSA application. However, in order to process your application, you're going to need an FSA ID to actually sign it. Okay, so this slideshow goes through creating and using an FSA ID. And these are the topics that are covered. What it is, do your parents need one? How do you create one? Where do you use it? And what happens if you get locked out of your account? Okay, so this is something that I would download to my computer, my personal computer, or save it into like your Google Drive so that you have access to it later, just in case you don't remember, oh, it was week 12 that we went over the FSA ID, okay? So just follow the directions of this slideshow. It's more information than you probably need because it goes over different types of scenarios at the very end. But I like this because it shows like screenshots of where you would be on the website. So it gives you pictures of like what you're gonna see. Now, sometimes the FAFSA organization will ask for like a verification. There's all kinds of things that they might ask you for after you fill out your application. So it's a good idea to have this FSA ID created. You don't need to do this right away. You can do this later, you know, closer to, I would say, September, beginning of September, before you actually have to fill out the application. So you will need to use this to electronically sign your FAFSA, okay? All right, so then let's go back. That was number 1 here, creating your FSA ID. We're gonna look at one article in class today, and we're gonna look at this PowerPoint. I'm not going to review the entire PowerPoint with you. It would take too long. In a regular college prep class, we would probably take a week to go over each slide. I'm just gonna ask that you read over it and formulate questions should you have them. All of this is reference, meaning you're gonna come back to it when you need it. This is an introduction to what FAFSA is. We will reinforce this information during the workshop that we have on April 22nd with Miss Samiri. So start formulating your questions, start thinking about some things that you might need to ask, and then hopefully we'll get you all educated on what you're gonna need to do later this year, okay? So I'm gonna start by playing a short video that's located here under Wednesday, Thursday lesson. And then this is the actual article that we'll read together.
Getting financial aid might seem really, really complicated, but we've really simplified it for you. The FAFSA application is the application for free federal student aid. It's amazing, and it could qualify you for up to $30,000 of aid. So the first step we always recommend is filing your FAFSA. To be able to file your FAFSA, you need to have your tax returns. You need to know what's currently in your bank account, and you need to know what schools you're thinking of applying to be able to send that information to your schools so that they know you need financial aid and can help as soon as possible. The next step is you apply for state aid. Many states have programs, whether they're grants, scholarships, or different types of better loan options, so you don't need to turn to private lenders. You then continue to qualify and get even more aid from a state you've been residing in for over 5 years. Once you've filed your state applications, some schools may require additional information, whether that's through the form of FAFSA verification or through the form of a CSS profile, which is used at about 500 schools today. You will need to submit specific income information, potential verification further back with tax returns, and this happens about 30 to 50% of the time. Once you have all those applications in, the next step is you get the financial aid offer from your school. That is a very scary moment for most people. Kind of like you get this, congratulations, welcome to the class of 2021. And then you say, oh wait, congratulations, I get to pay the school $60,000 this year, $30,000 this year, oh wait, maybe 15. That doesn't sound like congratulations, that just sounds like a huge bill. And that's when you get this piece of paper and you gotta look at it and say, wait a second, how much of this tuition do I need to pay out of pocket? And that's what's typically called your expected family contribution. The next step is maybe I get scholarships. This could be from the government, it could be from my state, it could be from the school, and that's gift aid. It's aid that you don't need to pay back, but be careful. That aid is not for 2 years, it's not for 4 years, it's only for the year that's coming unless stated otherwise. And then you get the section on loans. And this is basically, congratulations, student debt is available if you still want to go to this school. So you have many options for student loans. Typically the best options with the best protections that are consumer friendly are government loans. So you have subsidized loans and you have unsubsidized loans, and then you have what's called plus loans, which typically your parents can take out. Once you've finally deciphered this aid award letter, you're gonna wanna appeal your aid. Everyone should appeal their aid package because there are a few ways that you can get it. One is you have other better offers from different schools, and the school's gonna really want you. So they're gonna have fun giving you discounts so that you go to that school because they make a lot of money off you and it's worth their time. The second is if you've had a change in family history. So parents getting divorced, whether you lost a job, your parents lost a job, they didn't make so much in commission and they're a sales job, there's always a story there. And this is how you supplement your FAFSA to give more color to a black and white form. The third has to do with different types of environmental, so many hurricanes or droughts or different things that could impact the amount of money that you have. And so all these are very valid reasons for why you should get more money from your school. And you should always ask, say you live in a high cost of living area, and see what they can do for you and keep pushing until you get a yes, because the money is there. These schools have huge endowments, and schools might not like me divulging the secret, but they keep close to 20% of funds for people who appeal their aid. So don't be the idiot who doesn't.
Alrighty then. So there was a few things in there that might have been new to you. Appealing your aid. I don't really like to use the word appeal, because then that means I don't want anything from you unless you're willing to give me this. I think you need to come from a collaborative like perspective. The school is also going to be helping you receive an education. It's a place where you want to be. So I really feel like going and leveraging what you currently have is very important, not actually, you know, just putting a positive spin on it. I have said many, many times that the reason we ask you, or we recommend that you do 10 applications, is so that you can leverage your financial aid packages. I know that you've heard me say that a million times, and it's because it's true. These schools have a lot of money. If you don't ask for it, you're not going to get it. But if you ask for it, there's a possibility that you could receive it. Just the same thing with your scholarships. So it's just something for you to be aware of as you move forward, because you will start receiving financial aid packages as early as November, December of this year. Okay, so that video is here for you in case you want to review it again. Here is the article that we are going to read in class. If you come to class, we will read it together. If you are asynchronous, you can read this article on your own. Okay, so let's go to the PowerPoint. The PowerPoint is here as was introduced on Monday in class. It is very long, you guys. It's 50 slides. In a typical college prep class, we take a whole entire 2, sometimes 3 class periods just to get through this. But I'm gonna really go through this very quickly, so just in the effort of time and the video. And I'm just gonna go through some of these slides. So in the video, she described different kinds of aid that you could receive. There's need-based, based on how much income your family has, based on how much money your family has to give towards your education. You have merit-based scholarships, which is based off of your grades. It's based off of your SAT scores, which is what I've also been talking to you all about. Getting the highest score on an SAT always equals dollar bills, okay? And then you have other kinds of financial aid, which could come in the form of a scholarship outside of the university, okay? So we just kind of talked about that. How do students apply for need-based financial aid? You have to apply through the FAFSA. That's the way to do it. And the FAFSA isn't just a one-time thing. You are going to apply for FAFSA every single year that you are in university. So you're going to do it October 1st, 2021, so that you have money October 2022 or August when you typically start. So you're going to be, it's going to be a whirlwind. You will have graduated high school. You're so happy I have an associate's degree. You have such a great summer. you start buying stuff for your dorm room, and then you finally move in and it's August and you start your classes at the end of August. Well, you're a month into school and you have to apply for FAFSA again. So it goes that fast. It's every single year you have to apply for FAFSA. So you're going to need your parents' income tax information every time that you do this. So typically students and parents get together when they fill out this application. Okay, so what I did is I put the application in your module section right here where it says FAFSA worksheet. It's the application. You can print this out and look it over with your parents and know what kinds of questions they're going to ask you. So that way, when you get to the time when you need to apply, you have a reference sheet, a cheat sheet that you can look at and just fill in where there's no, brain energy that you really need to expend other than paying attention to each question, okay, and filling it out correctly. So this is in your module. You can print that out and refer to it, okay? All right, let's go back to the PowerPoint. So how do you sign the FAFSA application? It's the FSA ID. And I gave instruction on where to find that information in the beginning of this presentation. Now, there's different scenarios that FAFSA might ask. So there's a retrieval from the IRS, there's a CC or CCS that comes later in the slideshow. Once you fill out the application, it goes off to FAFSA. They're going to contact you if you need to send them something else, okay? That's all you need to know right now. When we get to the point where, Ms. Martin, I got a message from FAFSA and I need a CCS, I can help you at that point, okay? So I don't want to overwhelm with all the different scenarios that might happen, okay? When we get to that point, we'll figure that out, okay? So there's some terminology that you should know. Cost of education. EFC is expected family contribution, okay? So this is how they come up with the student's financial need. This is a formula, okay? What is all the cost of going to university? We've talked about this many times in class, okay? You have the tuition. If you're gonna live on campus, that's your room and board. Hey, you know those books that you get for free to go to college right now at NLC? Not happening. You have to pay for those when you go to college, when you go to university outside of JECA. Okay, they're expensive, so you need to calculate that in your expenses. Transportation, how much Snickers do I need to get through like a week? Personal hygiene stuff, all that stuff is included in your potential cost of going to school. Here's some more stuff that you might need to pay for, okay? I'm gonna let you read through all of this stuff because it really just is more than you need right now, but they're showing you how to calculate a potential university expense, okay? And then when your parents and you fill out all the information, it goes to FAFSA and they determine, so like based on family A, they make $155K a year. Family B is 97, family C is 61. Well, how much money is expected for my family to give? That's the formula that they figure out and come back and tell you, okay? It just depends on everybody. There's no way for me to tell you like the exact thing, but some of these slides, they go into that, okay? Let's see. Paying for college, saving, borrowing, outside resources. So We have done a lot of outside resources, right? We've done FastWeb, we've done Chegg.com, any scholarship thing that we've applied to, that you've created a login for, you have access. The one recent one that we did was, oh my gosh, I can't even remember the name. Oh, My College Options. And so you should have access to that already. I'm still waiting on the email for that, which I might have to respond to her. But in any case, you have access to a lot of outside resources to get money for school. There's money out there. You just have to apply. You have to apply yourself, apply for the scholarship, and see if something comes through. But you do have clubs, organizations, churches. Sometimes if some of you are working, they may have scholarships while you're working for your employer and different foundations. So it's up to you to do some of this research and to apply to outside scholarships, okay? When you get your outside scholarships, once your tuition and fees are paid, typically you get that money to do whatever it is that you need to do with it. Okay, so here's just some more like nice little graphics about what it could cost, how much it is, what questions should students ask about merit and athletic scholarships. I'll let you guys read that. If you have questions about specifically like military or of the veteran benefits, that would be good questions to save for Miss Samiri during our financial aid FAFSA night, which is April 22nd at 6 p.m. in my Zoom room. So if you do have specific questions about military aid, she will be able to help you. Every university has a VA office that works specifically for military affiliated students. So you shouldn't have any issues with that. We've gone over a lot of this already. Early decision, early action. Most JECA students just do regular decision. If you follow my timeline, you guys will be okay. So the timeline is we come back in August, you apply to your top 10 schools by October 15th. We shouldn't need that long, but we know how sometimes things go, okay? Then by October 15th, you're done applying to your schools. You're gonna start receiving these packages as early as November, December. Definitely after Christmas, you're gonna start getting your letters that say, congratulations, you've been accepted to this school. And then you'll get another letter that says, this is your financial aid package. Those letters are very important. You have to save every one of those. You're gonna actually be required to upload copies of those into your School Links account, so just be ready for that, okay? Don't throw those things away. That's how we tally everything that we do at JECA. That's how we collect data for, you know, our purposes that we need. So just make sure that you're keeping track of all of those things, okay? These are the case scenarios that I was telling you about come at the end. We don't really need to go over that right now. Everyone is going to be a different case. Most people will just go right through this process without any issues. Some of you might need to provide extra information, but you'll get through the process. It's really a lot smoother than when I went to school and had to do FAFSA. Okay, guys? So that was pretty much the slideshow. I'm not gonna read it to you. I just did some highlight things. What you need to do now is your homework. So the homework is right here. FAFSA is the key, student and parent homework. If you open it, it's a worksheet and there's 9 questions. What is the FAFSA? What does it cost to submit the FAFSA? Should you fill out FAFSA if you aren't sure whether you're eligible for or will need financial aid? When should you submit your FAFSA? What is the quickest and most accurate way to file? What does SAR stand for? I'm gonna let you look that up, okay? If it's not in the slideshow, look at some of the articles that I left for you. Or you know what? It's called Google. The answer is there. Empower yourself with the knowledge, okay? So you're going to answer all these questions. Then you're going to have your parents sign it, and then you're going to sign it, and then you're going to come right over here to where it says assignments, and you're going to upload it into where it says FAFSA. Then I get to grade, and I get to look and see, look, somebody's already put theirs in. Oh, very good. You think I'm gonna stop this so you can see the answers? No. Boom. Okay, guys, so that is going to conclude. Let me just double check to make sure I didn't miss anything. So we watched a short little video. Okay, we looked over the article that was here. We read that together in class, if you were in class. If not, you can read it on your own. And then we went over this PowerPoint. I know it was fast, but you can take your time in this asynchronous environment and review it. We went over your homework assignment. That homework assignment is not due until Friday, April 9th, so you have plenty of time to get it done. This way you can also formulate questions for the presentation that we have on April 22nd at 6 p.m. Okay, guys? If this is Thursday for you, there's no class on tomorrow, Friday. For everybody, there's no class on Friday. Enjoy your day. Make sure you make good choices. Do what you need to do. You are almost done with your junior year. Okay, love you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.